Welcome to another knife overview. Hope you're all having a great day. I am, because I'm not working. Anyways, what I've got for you today, it's a first for me. It's a knife from Quartermaster knives. Okay. Now, if you have any preconceived notions about Quartermaster knives, before we get started, just don't watch the rest of it. A lot of people don't like Quartermaster knives. Our personal opinions about certain companies, to a certain degree, should affect our purchases, but in other ways, let's just get over it. I like quality product, and I like things that I like. If I like something, I'm gonna give it a try. So I've been looking at Quartermaster knives for a while, but nothing appealed to me to buy until now. So here it is. This is model designation QSA1, model name Boss Hog. Now, like other Quartermaster knives, this knife is named after a character from an 80s TV show. I didn't watch Dukes of Hazzard, but in Dukes of Hazzard, there's a character referred to as Boss Hog. So, there it is. It's a pretty new knife on the market. So, unlike some of my overviews where I don't talk about specs, I'm going to go ahead and read the specs off, and then I'll get to the knife itself, its features and whatnot. So, 4-inch blade length, 5.08 millimeter blade thickness, 16.51 millimeter handle thickness. The blade is CPM 154 in a modified stonewash finish they call carbon copy. The hardness of the blade is 58 to 60 Rockwell. The blade style is a compound kukri. The weight is 10 ounces. It has a ambidextrous pocket clip in its standard format. It is a stainless steel frame lock with a G10 lock bar stabilizer. The pivot is a chainring bolt with an orb caged bearing pivot system. The overall length, when open, is 10.250 inches. It is manufactured in the USA and Texas. Some people will dispute that because of the negative press, but right now, that's what we got. Manufactured in Texas, USA. Alright? So let's get into this knife. This is not a normal QSA1 Boss Hog. This is also a limited special edition of the Boss Hog, a collaboration with a company out of Texas that, they modify firearms. It's called King's Arsenal. You can see the Kings there at the front of the blade. Their logo, the big top half of it anyways. So here's what's special about it. Besides that logo being there, they went with a texturized red G10 handle, which I'm going to show some detail of here. Alright, they call this, I think, dragon scale. After the mythical dragons, this scale has some depth to it. It has some channels in between each one of the little scale areas. And there are concave areas in each one of the little scales. So depending on how light hits this scale, it looks different, has depth to it. These are a lot thicker than the standard G10, black G10 scales that come on the Boss Hog. There's that frame lock again. There's the G10 lock bar stabilizer. And there's the dual thumb studs. Now with it closed, we'll talk about some of the features. There's the blade. Centering is dead on, perfect. The spine is rounded, okay, which is a really nice feature. You can see it's domed. Dead perfect centering. It's a little relief right there in the lock bar. It's still pretty thick right there even. This jimping at the back of the handle, it's purely aesthetic. It's not very functional. There's the pocket clip, fairly deep carry, but a little bit protrudes from the pocket. It's got a little indexing point right here and access to the screws underneath. Pretty cool. The front of the handle You'll see there's indexing on the flipper / guard area, and that's actually angled really nice as far as when you're carrying it or holding in the open position. The jimping right here is pretty functional. It's not too soft, not too rough, very usable. There's the Quartermaster knives logo. There's that chainring bolt. If you look in there, you can see the ball bearing system, the caged ball bearing system. Maybe. Or maybe not. I don't know, you guys decide what you can see. Anyways, it's there. Let's flip it open. Very smooth, easy to flip. Sit back down here, get away from the detailed shot. Okay, there it is open. And you can see that kukri profile, or bolo. I don't know, it's kind of like a hybrid of both. Now they go for the futuristic approach. The technical style, you know, as much art as it is functionality. So it's pretty angular, but then again, so are Strider knives. Now, some people say these knives are ugly, but honestly, and I'm going to say this will offend somebody, but you know, that's partially what I'm here for, I guess, is to offend some people. Just because, you know, that's what opinions are. They're offenses to some and complimentary to others, I suppose. Crusader Forge. I think that their knives are butt ugly. I don't like Crusader Forge at all. Talk about angular and non-ergonomic. That's what I think. And they cost a fortune. Very expensive. Anyways, there it is. So it feels very comfortable in the hand. There's that compound kukri grind they were talking about. So what we got is the grind here is thinner. There's a lot more material removed from the blade stock. All right. And then it's thicker here. There's less material removed. But the bevel itself, okay, the actual edge bevel is the same or uniform all the way the length of the sharpened edge. So easy to sharpen or resharpen. There's that carbon copy finish. There's the rest of the King's Arsenal logo. You'll see that with the dual thumb studs here, which are purely aesthetic in my opinion, you see these front ones here, or back ones depending on your perspective, these act as a blade stop. Now you can see right there that little divot area where the blades or the thumb studs actually hit, stopping the blade. Okay, the lockup is early. It's very, very secure. The balance point, at least with this G10 scale, because it does have, let me move that zoom back here. At least with this G10 scale, the balance point is right there at the index finger. Okay. Another reviewer who had one of these mentioned that it was blade heavy. If you choke back to where the pinky hook feature is back here, the tail end of the knife, all right, holding it like that, yeah, it's blade heavy for chopping and whatnot. You notice that it's angulated. So basically, if you were using it for thrusting purposes, all right, the strong bones in your arm will align naturally, more in line with the point of the blade for thrusting purposes. And yes, it does have an adequately thick point and an adequately sharp point for stabbing. Now, anybody who's ever used a kukri will tell you that you can stab with a kukri. A kukri will do massive amounts of damage if it's puncturing flesh. Okay, I mean, yeah, I prefer a really pointy knife with a swedge on it and whatnot for thrusting over something like this. But you know, like the kukri that the Nepalese people developed, it's an all-purpose tool and weapon. So I'm looking at it from the weapons aspect, of course. but definitely you could stab with this. And because it's got such a thick spine and a lot of weight, when you move it with force, there's enough momentum and weight with this blade that you can chop with it effectively, and you know, it could definitely do some damage. You know, we'll not go further into that. It's pretty cool. It flips easily, like I said. When you use a more close-in grip like this, if you have small to medium hands, your thumb will fall in nicely into the concave section of this this guard, and it feels really good. This knife feels great in the hand. I'm a big fan of it. Well, I guess otherwise I wouldn't even have got it. You know, I was attracted to it. I'm a kukri guy. I wanted to give Quartermaster a chance. Here it is. You know, that's it. It's a great knife. What else can I say? D10. It has a great D10. If you're really picky about your D10, you're not going to shake this guy open. It's pretty heavy. You know, that 10 ounces is very true. This is a lightweight. This is not a lightweight knife. It's thick. It's relatively thick, so you're going to feel it. You'll notice it in your pocket if you're not used to a large knife. So, yeah. And here's the truth about the blade length. This is a Gerber Applegate Fairbairn folding combat dagger, and it's the single edge version. Anyways, I've had this for a long time, ever since they came out, pretty much. What was that, 96, 97? I don't know. Anyways, 4.5 inch long blade. Well, guess what? 4.5 inch long blade on this Quartermaster. On the website, the stated blade length is 4 inches. Indeed, the sharpened portion of this blade, alright, from the base to the tip, that's 4 inches. But from the tip down to where the handle begins, that is 4.5 inches. That could be of some relevance for those of you that have blade length restrictions in your state. Well, that's really about it. What else do we do here? Well, let's see, handle. This is primarily a forward grip knife, okay? Like I said earlier, if you hold it up near the guard area, the pivot point is right at that finger groove, and it feels real great and lively in hand and whatnot. If you go back to where the pinky hook is at, it feels a lot heavier, blade heavy. So chopping, if you're into chopping, there it is. Reverse grip, it's maneuverable enough to where you can move it into reverse grip fairly easily. It definitely has a thumb shelf right there that you can utilize. Your hand locks in. No matter how you hold it, your hand locks in. I don't see it as a reverse grip knife, but you could definitely utilize it as a reverse grip knife. You know, being a kukri fanatic as I am, I'm a kukri guy. I have a giant kukri by my bed. You know, which in a pinch, if I needed a weapon, it's a 50-50 chance whether I'd be grabbing that or the shotgun, whichever one I could get to first. You know, I believe in these designs. Hell, here's a decorative kukri that I have right here that I hang on the wall. I love kukris. They're great. Therein lies the appeal. So, one more look at it. All right. Good feel in the hand. Good blade material. Good fit and finish. Excellent lockup. Perfect blade centering. Great flipping action. Great edge. Really sharp. Great detent. Yeah, 2 thumbs up. You know, 2 thumbs up positives all around. I highly recommend it. Give Quartermaster a try. Find something you like from them, give it a try. Give the company a try. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a good one.